Hello everyone and welcome to Siriana Tarot. This is a singles new love reading for Aries. We're going to look at the kind of love you're ready to experience now based on the growth you've already done. Take what resonates and leave the rest. Clear messages, advice, and guidance for my Aries, please. All right, we have the King of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. We also have the Queen of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces coming through. All right, they're viewing you as the Three of Pentacles. All right, beautiful. And the connection, we see the World card. All right, Aries. So this to me tells me potential for a brilliant success here. And we see the Nine of Cups. All right, so I think this is going to be your wish fulfillment, but it feels very strongly, very strongly you are their wish fulfillment. Does that make sense? Am I speaking English? All right, with the Nine of Cups, I feel like you're their wish fulfillment. I also feel like you've got somebody here who's looking for growth and expansion within a connection. I also see that with the Nine of Cups, this person may be a party person, right? With the King of Pentacles, this is somebody who's very grounded, practical, and wise, possibly Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. They're very hardworking, and they definitely have a serious side. I also see that they can be creative, but they have a serious side. But they do, when they party, they know how to have a good time, right? So I love that energy. I love that juxtaposition here, Aries. And I think you're going to really appreciate it as well. All right, so they're also showing up as the Emperor in reverse, Aries energy. Now, this person may have a tendency to be a little bit stubborn. I do feel like they do like things to be their way or a certain way. This person may have a little bit of a temper. Okay, but I don't feel like that's anything my Aries shy away from. Okay, but I'm not picking up on this being a toxic trait just yet. And we see the Empress energy. Wow, we have the Emperor and the Empress coming out. So, excuse me, the Empress here is telling me this person is successful. This person is very attractive. But I also feel like this is somebody who has been looking. They've been looking for their divine counterpart, the person that they can share their life with, that they can build and grow with, but they haven't quite found it yet. And again, they might be quite picky is what I'm getting. But this person has a lot to offer. They know what they have to offer. And every once in a while, it may come off as a slight hint of arrogance. But again, I think because this person is a very high value person, they know what they bring to the table. I do see that they're emotionally intelligent with this Queen of Cups. This is somebody who's very creative, they're very loving, and they're very nurturing. But I'm getting that they're very picky about, whom they allow into their lives. And, when they choose you, Aries, they really do. They really do choose you. How you're going to be feeling the Nine of Wands. So you may sense that there's a history between the two of you. Not that this is an ex or something like that, but possibly a past life soulmate connection. With the Nine of Wands, some of my Aries, you may meet this person at a time when you're feeling like a little bit overwhelmed or a little bit exhausted, or maybe even you're thinking about taking a break from dating. Now, we see this reading currently being flanked by nines, so I do feel nines are a number of destiny, so this is absolutely a destined partnership. And again, this is somebody who's very loving, emotional, very solid, very hardworking, knows their worth and their value, can sometimes be a little bit stubborn, wants things to be a certain way, but when they're in, they are all in, okay? So let's see what else my Aries need to know about this person. What else do my Aries need to know about this person? They're intense. I feel that. The depth of this person's thoughts and emotions indicate a high intellect and a strong focus on their subject. Now, they could be a Libra, your opposite sign, or have Libran energy in their chart. We see that with the Empress, who represents Taurus and Libran signs, Taurus and Libra. They're ruled by Venus. They enjoy beauty. Fairness and harmony in relationships is important to them. Strong water in their chart, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, so that very creative, loving, emotional energy. And we see that they may be in a passive role, okay, which I don't really see this person as being passive, especially with that Emperor in reverse. But when it comes to dating, again, this person knows their worth and their value, and it looks like you both might meet at a time where, you know, you might be pulling back, or you're protecting your energy, or you're feeling a little bit exhausted. Now, this person may be out there, but again, they're in a passive role until they meet the one that they want. And I don't think that they're going to be in a really passive role with you, Aries. I do see that this is the type of person who is going to step up and tell you how they feel, tell you what they want. But then they're going to wait and watch and see if you step up and take the lead or how you react. And I actually think that's a very healthy dynamic here. Okay, so they're not just going to be like chase, chase, chase. They're going to be open, upfront about what they want, decisive. I've chosen you. And then, okay, let's see what you do with that information. So I do like that. It feels mature. It feels balanced. It feels healthy. All right, the Queen of Cups, again, tells me this person is very loving, very intuitive, very creative, selfless as well. They may be impeccably dressed. It may be love from long ago. So obviously that could indicate this is somebody that you've dealt with in the past. But I'm sticking more to this energy here with the Nine of Wands. There's a sense of familiarity about this connection that may go beyond this lifetime. All right, we see plays games and unusual names. So this person may have an unusual name, and they may like to play games. Now, I don't get that they like to play head games, or they're a player, or you don't know where they stand. More so, I get this person might enjoy board games. They might enjoy playing chess. They might do online. They might do gambling. Play online. I can't speak. Play online games. Play, games on their cell phone before they go to sleep. Things like that. So I'm not reading this as player energy. And some of you, they have an unusual name, which could be an ethnic name, or it could be a more modern name, or just a name you've never really heard before. All right, what else do we need to know about this person for my Aries? What else do my Aries need to know about this person? Okay, so we see that this is somebody who's very honest, hardworking. They've worked for everything they have. This is not somebody that appropriates other people's ideas or, takes advantage of other people. I get that they're very honest. I feel like they have a lot of integrity. They're very proud of that as well. We see poverty. So some of you, again, this person would choose taking the high road over screwing somebody over. Okay, that's the energy I'm getting. Now, some of you, this person may have come from poverty or come from nothing, but again, they've clawed their way to the top. Although I don't think they've always clawed their way to their top, because I do see that this person is also quite capable and quite sought after, whatever it is, their job or their craft. But again, they've just worked hard and honestly for what they have. And we see false person. Yeah. I'm not reading that this person is false. What I'm reading is this person may not be who you think they are. And again, because they do come off as very practical and very wise, and maybe they come off as a bit, like that slight hint of arrogance is kind of what I'm getting, or like, just sort of like my way or the highway type energy. But this person does know when to soften, and we see that with the Empress energy. But they also are very aware of their worth and their value and what they want. And sometimes that can rub people the wrong way, or sometimes people can misconstrue that as like arrogance or or what have you, or as something negative. But there's nothing wrong in knowing what you want and telling people, and calling people out when they need to be called out, for example, because I do feel like this is the type of person, Aries, that is going to, I don't think that they're just going to stay quiet for the sake of staying quiet, okay? And I do think they know how to soften when necessary. So I'm really reading this false person energy here, Aries, as more so the opposite. they might come off one way, but as you get to know them and you peel back their layers or you spend more time with them, you realize, oh, okay, like they're not who I thought they were. Okay, and it feels like it's a positive shift in how you view this person. This can also indicate secret admirer energy for me, Aries. All right, let's see what else we need to know about them. Okay, they may be vegetarian, or they may just be on some sort of specialized diet. They may have blue eyes or light-colored eyes. They may be physically active. Okay, so go to the gym. They like to work out, move. They might have a job that requires them to be quite physical. And they make something valuable with their hands. I do get that. So this person could be good at doing hair and makeup. They could be good at fixing things. They may be creative. They might create art. They could cook. And again, that could be their love language, or it could be what they do for a living. And, I do think it's interesting because we did get that woodworking energy from that King of Pentacles there earlier. So Aries, they're viewing you as the Three of Pentacles, so they see you as a really perfect match. They see you as somebody who's very compatible. They see that you two are on the same page. Let's go ahead and see what else we need to know. What else do we need to know? All right, 10 of Wands. They may meet you at a time, Aries, when you have a lot of responsibilities. I feel like this person is going to want you to meet them halfway. This person may even tell you up front that they want you to make more time for them. Okay, but I laugh at that, but I feel like it's something that, my Aries, you're actually not going to mind, that this person is very direct about wanting to spend more time with you. They're going to find you very physically attractive. With the Judgment card, this person may feel like you've misjudged them, or maybe they feel like they've misjudged you in some way, shape, or form. But I also feel with the Judgment card here in reverse, they might also know that, the choice is going to be up to you, that they're not for everyone. Do they want it with you? Absolutely. Are they attracted to you? Absolutely. They see that you're a perfect match, or that you're on the same page and that you want the same things. But I'm also seeing that they know that there's a good chance that you may not give them a chance. They might be a little bit worried that they're too boring for you or something. How my Aries are going to be feeling? A little conflicted. 9 of Swords in reverse. I think you are going to feel a little conflicted about this person, because you may not get a full read on them at first. You may be worried about personality clashes here. You may feel like, okay, is this person controlling? But I don't actually think they are. I do think this person knows when to soften when they need to, but they come off as very direct and very confident. But we do see this Judgment and this false person energy, where I don't know if you two misread each other at first. Maybe your first date doesn't go particularly well or something like that. But it is an interesting little thread coming through here, that there may be a little bit of a misjudgment in the beginning, but that doesn't mean that it's not going to last, because the World card tells me there's real potential here for this to be a brilliant success. Okay, this could be the beginning of something brand new, but it definitely feels different. Okay, so let's see what else this person really admires about my Aries. Okay, so they see you as this mother archetype. Again, whether you're male or female, it doesn't matter. But they see you as nurturing, patient, giving unconditional love, and joy in giving birth to life. So again, if you're a single parent, I think this person is going to really respect you for that and respect you as a parent. But they may see having children with you, or just creating some sort of legacy here with you. They see you as loving and nurturing. And we see Exorcist energy. Yeah, that's very Aries for me. Freeing yourself and others of destructive impulses. So Aries, again, I've never known an Aries to take a back seat. And I also feel like, as direct and as powerful as this person may come off at times, they do know when to soften. And I also feel with you, this Exorcist energy, you're not going to hold back. Freeing yourself and others of destructive impulses. You might let this person have it. If you feel like they're being a little bit arrogant, or they're being a bit boastful, or they're being a bit terse or something like that. But I actually feel like that's what you two are going to really appreciate about each other, that it doesn't end up being a deal breaker, or you can disagree, or you can tell it like it is, and neither one of you are going to get like too offended. Even though this person does have water in their chart and they have that sensitive side, I don't see that you two get too offended. In fact, I think you both really appreciate being able to bring that energy here to this connection. So with the World card, I do see, you know, this is strong fixed energy, Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius. But I also see that there's potential for this to be something new, a brilliant success, a new beginning. Look at what's coming through. This connection highlights where balance, clarity, and self-honoring choices are needed. This connection is coming to you to teach healthy boundaries, and that's for both of you. But I feel like finally you're going to be able to flex that muscle, both of you, and be okay with it and be like, okay, this is the boundary. This is fine. Cool. I get it. Let's compromise. All right. Beautiful energy. Stability through awareness. This connection brings steadiness through conscious engagement. So again, it's like I feel like you're not going to hold back with one another, and I feel like you're going to be consciously engaging with one another, saying these are my boundaries, this is what I like, this is what I don't like, and both of you being like, cool, I've been waiting for somebody like this, right? I've been waiting to have somebody lay it out for me, or say what they need to say, and then we get on with it. And we see mutual recognition. This connection holds the potential for shared awareness and understanding, and that mutual recognition of each other's boundaries, wants, needs, desires. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And I feel like my Aries, you're going to really, it feels like relief here. All right. So let's see what else we need to know. All right. Gift giving. So love language, gift giving. Tokens of reciprocity, hold cherished memories. Time apart, a time of separation. So again, I don't think this is an ex, right? But I mean, there could be some time apart in this relationship due to travel or something like that. All right, we see love language, quality time. Be the witness to each other's lives. So I do see that you two will be spending a lot of time together. And this is where you get to really iron out any wrinkles, but I don't even really feel like it's ironing out wrinkles. I feel like you two are going to really thrive off of healthy banter and like strong, intense conversation with one another. Spirit saying give this person a chance, give them the benefit of the doubt, and at the same time, Aries, I think you're going to be really surprised. Let the situation unfold naturally, because it feels like that's exactly what's happening here. All right, anything we need to know? Clear messages, advice, and guidance. Anything else we need to know? Any important times or dates for my Aries, please? September, so this could be a birthday. You could have met this person already in September and you know exactly who I'm talking about. It could be between now and September that this is unfolding for you. But for a lot of my Aries, it's this month and in the coming years. So that's a strong indication that this absolutely is meant to be something long-term here, Aries. All right, I'm going to leave it here. I'm sending you love and light. Take care.